Look at that. Okay, so first we had 9 people go. We were missing 2. My daughter Rachel got sick this morning, so she is home sleeping. Could be some dehydration, could be a bug, who knows. It was well into the 90s while we were down there. They cannot buy a drop of rain in Lincoln, Illinois. There's a storm coming, and it splits and goes around them. And so our first day on all of the sites, we were extremely hot, sunburnt, dehydrated, etc., because we weren't quite used to the heat. But we all survived of our first day. And then Wyatt Carl also went with, and they have some vehicle issues, so he couldn't be here this morning as well. So there are 9 of us. So I and Nathan were paired on a crew, which typically does not happen. They typically send us all out onto different crews. And so Nathan and I got to work together all week. Our assignment was to go to Jerry and Cindy Pagel's house and paint 3 sides of the house. And I know that sounds really funny, but the front side was brick. We didn't have to paint the brick. So we only needed to paint the remaining 3 sides and paint his 8x10 shed. So when our crew arrived there, they give you a whole packet, and it gives you a time frame of how long it should take you. And it said 2 days. So I had a very old crew, and by old I mean I had 3 18-year-olds, a 16-year-old, and a 15-year-old. And very quickly I started to realize that because it was hot, we don't have to go to another site, do we, Jenny? Like, if we just take all week to do the 2 days, we're okay, right? They were very vocal. So I very quickly realized that my job was going to be to encourage, very slightly, that we could knock this out and we can do some more. So we did knock out the project by Wednesday before noon. So we got to spend some time with Jerry and his wife, Cindy. We did not meet Cindy until probably Tuesday afternoon, early Wednesday morning. Thursday, you're right, Thursday. We went back for donuts. So we finished on Wednesday, and Jerry said, "Oh, you're done? Well, I was going to have donuts." We're like, "We'll be here in the morning." So Jerry had purchased donuts at Mellow Cream, and he was telling Mellow Cream employees about why he was buying so many donuts. And they had someone who had placed an order and did not show up for their order. And so Mellow Cream gave him a second box of donuts for whomever he wanted to pass them out to. And so we ended up with 2 boxes. We ate 1. We took the next box to our next site. So Jerry is a Vietnam vet and worked for Caterpillar for 37 years. And then he umped and reffed for 41. He was very, very active in his community and initially had a hard time being even put on a list to have his house, having anything done with his house. It just happened that one of the green shirts was his neighbor and said, "You know, Jerry, your house is looking like it could use a little love." And he's like, "Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there." And he says, "Well, but we've got this group coming. What if I just put you on the list, and if you get accepted, there'll be this group of kids and some adults, and they'll just come and take care of it." "No, that's okay. We'll take care of it. It'll be okay." And Jerry said it took a little bit. Mike was his name, his neighbor, and he is Calvin 8. Calvin is Mike's youngest, and he and Jerry are good buddies. And Calvin helped convince Jerry that some extra help would be good. And so we arrived. And Jerry, since retiring, is now a full-time caretaker for his wife, who had a brain tumor. They successfully removed it, but after 13 surgeries, they were taking out the plate, putting it back in, taking it out, putting it back in. And they wanted to do more surgery to try to replace it. She kept getting an infection. And Cindy finally said, "I'm done. Just leave the plate out." So I think partially why we didn't meet Cindy was Jerry was a little concerned that we couldn't handle seeing Cindy without part of her skull. And I think partly it's just hard to get her out of the house. She's wheelchair bound. But they had actually gone for breakfast that morning, and so Cindy was there. So we met Cindy, and we were blessed. Jerry shared a little bit of his Vietnam experience, very little, but shared with the kids. And Cindy didn't really cry, like I couldn't see visible tears, but she was so overwhelmed that we were there, and so thankful that their house now had a fresh, brand new coat of paint, and that their shed now was going to be looking a little bit better. Apparently they had some other ideas. They were going to tear it down, but a fresh coat of paint at least made it not quite such an eyesore in the back. One of our God sightings was Jerry. Just his friendliness. He made sure that he got all of our addresses because he's like, I want to write to you guys. Like, you guys made a huge impact on my life. I'm the one that gives otherwise, and now I can't. So thank you. So Nathan and I think, are looking forward to hearing from Jerry and Cindy to communicate with them a little bit more and to help him know that he's loved. So I mentioned that we finished, but Nathan can tell you where we went after that and how many sites we helped knock out. We'll give you statistics later, but Nathan and I just want to say that we were the extra 5% that's not listed, just saying. Tanea.
How do I know where to put it? Is this good? Okay. Okay, so my group and I, we were painting the outside trim, windows, the steps, and the railing of like where the steps are. And then we painted the chimney and the front side of the house. And then inside we painted the second living room ceiling. And then we drywalled in the kitchen and painted the kitchen walls. And then we also drywalled in the first living room. And so the steps were this like very bright red color, and we spilt the paint all over her porch and on her carpet and made a big red mark. But she was so positive through it all. She's like, it's okay, like hold on. Like, even though it's like mistakes, it's okay, because like God puts us through so many struggles. And yeah, it was pretty an eventful trip. We didn't drywall until the last day because there was water damage in the kitchen, so we needed a green shirt staff to come help us because none of our group was experienced with drywall. And so on Thursday, we had a green shirt guy show up, but then turns out it was the wrong drywall, and we needed the other stuff, so we didn't get it until Friday. But yeah, we got back in time. Oh, I guess, yeah. Sorry. Okay, my God sighting was our resident. She was like, just through like all the mistakes we made, the paint we spilt, like if we got any, the porch, but then if we got any like inside or like on the walls we weren't painting, or like any mistakes we made, she was all positive throughout the whole week. She really wanted to include herself on the trip, and she really opened up to us about like her family and how she got there, and yeah.
Okay, so I was on a double crew this year, which means, I'm Addison. Okay, I was on a double crew this year, which means that there was 2 crews put together. We worked on the inside of the house and the outside. Our resident's name was Allison Wood. So on the outside, we painted all of the walls on the outside of her house, and then we painted the steps, and the outside took a really long time because we had ladders, but we didn't have a tall enough ladder, so then we had to wait till like the end of the week to finish. And then we ran out of paint, which was not fun. And then in the inside, we painted 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a hallway. And then we replaced the trim on one of the door frames. We replaced the thresholds. And then in the basement, we did all of the basement steps, and the kids kept walking on it because she's got 3 kids, and so we had to repaint them like 3 or 4 times. And then there was like a light fixture on the top that we had to replace, but then one of the people in my crew broke it, and then one of the green staff broke it, So then we finally got it in on the third try. And then we painted the inside of like a closet and then one wall in the basement. So that was all we did at her house, and it took us the entire week. And then on Friday, we had another crew come in and help us. So there was 3 crews on one site, and a lot of people just ended up sitting there because there was so many hands. At first, like, our double crew was like really, really shy, and like no one wanted to talk or say anything when we were doing devotions. But then like towards the end, everyone was like all like happy and like together, and like no one wanted to leave. And they're all making fun of me because I say bag weird, and they didn't like that. Yeah, they think I say it weird, but that's just because I'm from Wisconsin, I guess. So they were all making fun of me in the Walmart and freaking out. It's really funny. And then, oh my gosh. Up to me? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know.
My name is Ariana. My project was tearing down a deck and building a new one with a wheelchair ramp because my resident Janice, she wasn't wheelchair bound yet, but she wasn't able to go down steps very well. She was a nurse for 29 years, and even when she wasn't working for her 12-hour shifts, she still got up at 4 a.m. She always met us outside when we got there because she was always awake. She opened up to us about how her husband passed away a year and a half ago, so we decided to make a cross for her, and that was my God sighting. We made a cross for her, and we hung a photo of him on the cross. We all signed it because she really wanted us to all sign it and say where we're from on it. And then before we hung it on the deck, we actually prayed over it, and that was really sweet. She started crying. It was really emotional. Yeah, that's my God sighting.
So my name is Ryan, and I had to paint the outside, like around the windows and stuff, and I had to re-silicone it all because when they did another mission trip in the same county 3 years ago, they didn't do it right, so we had to redo it. So then we got it all painted, and then we had to paint her living room, her bathroom, and her bedroom, and there was dog hair everywhere. So we had to vacuum the whole house and then wipe down every wall. But now the house, it was black, the whole house was black, and now it's like gray. And then my God sighting was she went to the church that we were staying at. So like that's her church that she worships at.
So I guess I'll just start where Jenny ended. So I'm no one. I'm Nathan. So on Thursday we went to we went to Jerry's for the donuts first. Then we went to one crew who was building a deck and painting the outside of a house green. Then we were told that we weren't needed there, so we went to Tanea's site and helped there. It's also where I painted this shirt with everyone's hands around my crew. Then Friday, we got one unstarted site that we had to paint 2 rooms in a house and replace the baseboards. Got that done just on Friday. Just got back a little late. And yeah, so we got an extra site done. That's where our extra 5% should be. I don't know.
It's on your paper. So I'm Nick. It's nice to meet you guys, if you haven't met me before. My resident's name was Daniel, and I got blessed with a crew that was just amazing. And I try not to be emotional, it'll happen because this week changed me. So I'm going to try not to. Okay? All right, so if I don't make eye contact, I'm sorry, but that'll help me through this. All right? So my resident had a pet snake, and we all got to meet it. And I don't like snakes. I don't know about you guys, but this thing was really long. It was longer than me. But yeah, he brought it out, and we got a picture of it. But that was pretty cool. He can't drive, so he can get up and move around. Not able to drive. I don't know why that's happening. Maybe it's me getting too close to you. Oh boy, this is too much power.
Just put that around your ear.
I got power. Oh, I feel like you, almost, kind of. All right, so I had a whole lot of fun this week. We actually got to our site, and Daniel decided to go ahead and do some of his own work ahead of time that he wasn't supposed to. So half of our deck was torn out, and then we realized that the deck was rotted, and that was not part of the plan, because when they quote these things, they just look at it from the front view, and they have no idea what's underneath. So we had to tear out our deck, and it was built into concrete blocks, so we were challenged to cut off boards, leave the wood in the blocks, and then build a new deck in there. And that was a lot of fun, because my kids had no idea how to build a deck. Luckily, I've had a little bit of experience with that, so it was quite a bit of fun. I got to really know my site coach, because they're the ones that are in charge of doing anything we're not supposed to do. Other than that, my God setting was actually these three girls right here. We had worship in our evening program where we would get up and sing. And most of the people would just stand like they would here. These three girls spent about, I don't know, it seemed like forever, but it was probably 20 seconds. And they just stood in the front on the floor like this, waiting for everybody else to come down out of the bleachers and join them. And I could see, and I was just silently praying for them, I could just see that they wanted somebody else to come and join them. And I think that was Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. And after that, there was nobody that wanted to sit anymore. As soon as it was worship time and it was time to come down and sing, everybody just filled the floor. And it's hard not to be that way now, because that's what I wanted to do now. And I know you guys don't know that, but that's what I wanted to do. So I don't know if there's anything else to share from there. Okay, you're going to take my power away. I don't want I like this. I like this.
No, he likes this.
No, that's not what I said. I did not say that. Take that away. Unhear that. All right.
So what the girls just said, when we went to the Mexican restaurant on Wednesday, it was called El Mazatlan, and Nick and I and someone ordered a fajita, and we all got these plates of like the toppings, the extras, but our meat wasn't there. And we're all kind of trying to get to know each other yet at that point. So this is Wednesday, and Nick is looking around, and he's very kiddish. We were all, right? And all of a sudden, Nick's looking around. He's like, "Where's my fajita?" And the girls across the table are like, "It's coming. Like, this isn't it. It's okay." And he's like, "No, where's my fajita?" Yeah, so our waitress was trying to be very kind. She's like, "It's coming, it's coming." And when it all showed up, it was very hot. It was on the nice hot plates, and we were all good. But
I asked.
You asked, yes.
She said, yeah. It didn't make any sense. I was like, "Where's my fajita?" She said,
Yeah. It was a struggle. So my God sighting. Normally, if you run into a red shirt more than one camp in a row, that's pretty rare. So last year when we were in Ohio, Mike from New Richmond, Wisconsin, was there. He originally grew up in Rib Lake, and now he lives in New Richmond. He was in Ohio. Alex from Pewaukee, Wisconsin was in Ohio. Andy from Bloomington, Illinois was in Ohio. And Andrew from South Dakota was in Ohio. All 4 of them were in Illinois this time. So when we walked in, we knew 4 red shirts off the top, and they were all like, Wisconsin, you're here! So Andy is the worship leader and also a pastor, and we made really great connections with him last year. And so we had really good times talking with him and just connecting from what we learned last year in that theme into this year. And Andrew was the program director. He took pictures and put all of the slides together, etc. And I think it made his day to see most of us that he's already known. He's a little shy, and so I think it helped him to kind of calm and just know he had this. And Alec, the worship director, is very energetic. And these 3 young ladies making that move to go down, Alex came and talked to me afterwards, and he said, I'm like, Alex, are you okay? And he's like, I've got no words. He's like, that. And he was just motioning, and he's very animated, and he's like the Spirit was here. And I'm like, well, shouldn't it be? And he's like, yeah, but I don't know what that was. He's like, this has never happened. And then he was just more speechless. This group impacted Mike so much last year that he came and talked to me several times. He's like, I don't know what you guys are doing in Spencer. He goes, no, I do. You guys are raising really good kids. These kids come here to work, and they come to share the love of God. So thank you for bringing a group to group mission trips and to make a difference. I tried to tell these kids throughout the week that they were making a difference, not just at their sites, but they were making a difference at every single moment that they were talking and interacting with other people, because they acted different. They were kids, absolutely. But they didn't act like some of the other kids. They came there with a mission, and they completed their mission. They shared the love of Christ with every single person that we met. And I'm extremely proud to say that we took them to Illinois, and we came back. All in one piece, even through a rainstorm. 2 times. We ran through the rain down, and we ran through the rain back. But thank you. I just want to thank you, the congregation, for supporting us and sending us. You parents, grandparents, you folks that help support these kids, you've shaped them to be the young people that they are. And other people notice. So thank you. Keep loving on them. Keep encouraging them. Keep praying for them. You guys are making a difference, and you helped us make a difference in Lincoln, Illinois this week. We could see that. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. I think that's all I got. I have stats, but it's on my phone, and I'll grab those later because I left it in my office. I'll tell you how many hours and all of those good things. I got no phone. You provided, and I failed. No, you didn't fail. You're just ready for next. Ariana and Nick have it. Who can get it first? Look at that. Nick has got it.
Here we go.
All right, so our stats. We had 202 campers, meaning adults and kids, from 13 different churches, 9 different states, 35 work crews that worked at 31 sites. We completed, it says 100% of our projects, but we completed 105%. Also, we're going to add a few hours to this because they have a total of 121,200 hours. But we know we worked until about 5:30, so we'll add about another 3 hours. And then, so the community gift. We were asked to bring size 3 to 6 diapers or purchase them there. So we tithe off of the 2 fundraisers that we do here. So we took $400 with us to go shopping. And the girls won the competition. We
You didn't give us all the rules. You cheated. You told us halfway through.
So we shop. The girls shop in one cart. The boys shopped in one cart. The agreement ahead of time was that whoever got closest to $200, the girls quickly reminded me that it was also the number of items, which was halfway through.
It's 30 minutes. We had the cart full. What are you talking about? No.
So we each had carts full of diapers, and the boys, after we rewrote the rules, put all of their diapers back and then started counting diapers. And so our total was... Oh, no, I was talking about our group total. The boys won the amount of diapers. We won the amount closest to $200. But together, we provided over 2,000 diapers, just our crew, or our youth group. In total, 11,198 diapers were donated. Not boxes, but individual diapers. So.
And you should ask them about little swimmers, if they can. We need their opinion.
Here's the debate. Because we were quickly depleting the shelves of diapers, the boys decided that little swimmers were diapers. You think so? No! You win.
Right.
You win. So they threw in a package of little swimmers just because. So, but no, thank you. We would not have been able to buy that many diapers, over 2,000, if you guys wouldn't have supported our fundraisers. We had a bunch of fun trying to provide those. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It is. So we're going to collect